Imagine waking up on a bright morning at the age of 80, feeling the familiar warmth of sunlight on your face. You sit up, stretch your arms, and gently place your feet on the floor. Then comes the moment most people take for granted. You bend down to tie your shoes without a second thought. But for so many seniors, that simple movement can feel like an uphill battle, complete with stiff knees, a wobbly sense of balance, and a lingering worry that maybe today is the day your body just won't cooperate. This isn't just about footwear. It's a vivid sign of independence. Being able to bend down comfortably means not having to rely on someone else for every small task, not having to shuffle through life with constant fear of losing your autonomy. And trust me, holding on to that sense of independence is a priceless gift at any age. Yet there's a pressing challenge lurking in the background, a concern that nags at countless older adults: the steady erosion of flexibility, balance, and strength that can make tasks like tying shoes seem almost impossible. You've likely met people in their 70s or 80s who appear more vibrant and agile than some 50-year-olds, while others you know may struggle simply to get in and out of a chair. So what's the difference? Why do some individuals manage to preserve their physical capabilities, standing tall with pride and dignity, while others quietly slip into a cycle of limiting beliefs and restricted movement? The real danger here isn't just discomfort, it's the potential loss of self-reliance. If you ignore these warning signs, day-to-day life can become a series of hard decisions and missed opportunities. The family gathering you skip because you're worried about falling, the chance to travel you turn down because you dread the physical strain, or even the simple joy of a morning walk that starts feeling like a chore. What if, by the end of this conversation, you uncovered 5 powerful and surprisingly simple ways to maintain, and in some cases even restore, the kind of mobility that lets you bend down and tie your shoes well into your golden years? Imagine the sense of pride you'd feel, the surge of confidence and freedom that would come from knowing you're still the one in control of your life's direction. Today, you're going to learn exactly that. 5 key insights that can transform the way you approach your health and mobility after 65. Each of these points is backed not just by my years of working with seniors, but also by the growing consensus among forward-thinking health professionals who believe aging doesn't have to be synonymous with decline. Stay with me until the very end, because the 5th point reveals a counterintuitive truth about maintaining flexibility that almost nobody talks about. It can be the difference maker that keeps you active, independent, and proud of what you can still do. I've spent decades studying what helps seniors stay self-sufficient, and the stories I've gathered are nothing short of inspirational. Whether you're worried about a loved one or you're entering this stage of life yourself, you deserve insights that will genuinely make a difference. By the time we're finished, you'll understand how to preserve and even enhance your capacity to move freely, handle daily tasks with dignity, and savor the little pleasures, like tying your own shoes, without wincing in pain or fearing a misstep. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss a new video. If you find value in today's conversation, hit that like button and type 1 in the comments to let me know this resonates with you. If you feel this isn't for you, type 0 to give me that feedback. It helps me refine future content so I can serve you better. Now let's explore these 5 life-changing points together, beginning with one of the most overlooked truths about flexibility and independence. Number 1. Let's start with a bold idea. Most of what you've been told about joint pain and aging is only half the story. You might have heard phrases like, "you're just getting old," or "arthritis is inevitable, so slow down." That conventional wisdom suggests that once you hit a certain age, it's time to lower your expectations and accept limitations. It's the same misguided notion that has convinced so many people to think that bending down or climbing stairs without discomfort is out of reach. Yet here's the reality. While it's true that our bodies change as we age, how we respond to those changes can make all the difference between retaining your independence and handing it over. One misconception many seniors hold is that avoiding movement protects your joints. They think if something hurts, the best strategy is to do it less, or not at all. Listen to the story of Edna, who was 77 when she first felt a sharp, persistent pain in her knees each time she stooped to pick something up. Instead of seeking advice, Edna simply stopped bending down whenever possible. She'd ask her granddaughter to grab items from lower shelves and took every shortcut she could to limit the wear and tear. The result? Within 6 months, even the smallest movement in her knees caused excruciating pain. She had more stiffness and was hobbling with a cane, feeling years older than she actually was. It turned out that limiting movement wasn't the solution. It was part of the problem. When her doctor finally convinced her to participate in a gentle exercise program focusing on knee flexibility, Edna made astonishing progress. A blend of low-impact stretches and mindful strengthening exercises eased her knee pain by 60% in just a few weeks, and by her 78th birthday, she no longer needed the cane. The surprising insight here is that controlled, intentional movement can nourish your joints by promoting blood flow, synovial fluid production, and muscle engagement. Remaining too passive, on the other hand, can accelerate the very deterioration you're trying to avoid. If you're unsure how to start, try a simple daily routine that involves bending your knees slowly while holding onto a stable counter or chair. Lower your body just a little, then rise back up, breathing steadily. Even doing this 5 or 6 times twice a day can produce a noticeable difference over a few weeks. The key is consistent, gentle activity. Each small step can help your ligaments stay more pliable, your muscles remain supportive, and your joints feel smoother. And the emotional payoff is huge. The pride you'll feel when you can squat down to tie your shoes without grimacing is immeasurable. A quiet reminder that you're still very much in the driver's seat of your life. Let's move on to number 2. Here's a statement that might seem radical. Your core strength could be more important than your knee strength. We often think about bending down primarily in terms of the legs. After all, that's where we feel the strain. But if you've got a weak midsection, you're actually increasing the stress on your knees and lower back. A common misconception is that core exercises are just for fitness buffs doing crunches at the gym. Many seniors believe core work is out of their league, either too intense or simply not relevant to their everyday lives. Consider John, age 82, who spent his career driving a bus. He was seated most of the day, and by the time he retired, his midsection muscles had grown weak. Every time he bent forward, he compensated by straining his lower back and knees. That led to a cascade of problems: recurring backaches, unsteady balance, and even occasional falls. He was under the impression that core workouts were for young folks at the gym with rock-hard abs and six-packs. But when he finally saw a physical therapist, he learned that having a strong core isn't about looking good on the beach. It's about stabilizing your entire body so it moves as one cohesive system. The insight here is that by strengthening your abdominal and lower back muscles, you distribute pressure more evenly throughout your body whenever you lean forward or squat down. A simple test is to stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, tighten your abdominal muscles for a few seconds, and notice how your posture improves. That small engagement can relieve stress on your spine and your knees by up to 20%, according to some physical therapists. Even gentle exercises like seated torso rotations or standing side bends can be transformative when done daily. The practical step is to start small. Sit in a sturdy chair, place your hands on your hips, and slowly twist your torso to one side, then the other. Keep your feet planted on the floor. This might feel subtle, but over time it strengthens your obliques and gradually improves your balance. When you combine this with short abdominal holds, simply drawing your belly button inward for 5 seconds before relaxing, you'll be giving your core exactly the stimulus it needs to support better mobility. The emotional benefit is a renewed sense of stability. When your core is strong, you feel grounded, capable, and proud of your ability to navigate your day without that uneasy wobble or fear of tipping forward. If you've made it this far and are finding these insights valuable, take a moment to comment with the number 2 below so I know you're still here and engaged. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Your support keeps this community thriving and allows us to keep offering advice that helps you live a more independent life. Now let's go to number 3. Many seniors underestimate the power of proper breathing. That may sound surprising. Breathing is something we do automatically. But when you bend down and hold your breath, you're actually causing your muscles to tense and your blood pressure to spike momentarily. which can lead to dizziness or even a higher risk of falls. The misconception is that breathing technique is only relevant for yoga enthusiasts or singers. In reality, mastering a simple pattern of inhaling and exhaling can drastically change the ease with which you move. Let's explore the example of Helen, 79, whose biggest fear was that her legs might give out when she bent over. She'd noticed she sometimes held her breath whenever she exerted herself, a habit that left her lightheaded and more prone to stumbles. After consulting a wellness coach, Helen discovered the concept of breath pacing. Instead of clamping her mouth shut when bending, she learned to inhale deeply before lowering herself and exhale gently as she rose back up. Within a month, she realized she was no longer experiencing those dizzy spells. Even more astonishing was how her muscles felt less fatigued, almost as if she'd unlocked extra fuel to power through everyday tasks. The surprising truth is that oxygen is a key player in muscle performance. Without adequate airflow, your muscles don't get the nourishment they need to function effectively, making every movement feel harder than it should. Here's a practical tip. Before you bend down to tie your shoes, take a slow, steady inhale. As you reach toward your feet, release your breath gradually. Then as you straighten up, inhale again, slow and controlled. It might feel awkward at first, but with practice, you'll notice how much more smoothly your body transitions in and out of that position. The emotional benefit is a sense of calm confidence. Breathing becomes your anchor, a reminder that you can manage your movements carefully and safely. It's a small tweak that yields a big reward, a body that works more harmoniously, supporting your desire to remain independent and proud. Number 4 challenges the idea that medication is always the go-to fix for stiffness or pain. Yes, painkillers and anti-inflammatories have their place, but relying on them alone might be masking deeper issues that could be addressed with lifestyle adjustments. The common misconception is that if you hurt, you pop a pill, and everything returns to normal. But those pills only mute the symptoms. They don't necessarily solve the underlying cause of your discomfort. Meet Rhonda, 75, who experienced sharp hip pain whenever she tried to bend forward. Her doctor prescribed painkillers, which helped initially, but Rhonda soon found that she was needing higher and higher doses just to get through the day. When she attended a local seniors workshop, she learned about the role of hip mobility exercises in daily stretching. After just 2 months of consistent practice, spending no more than 15 minutes each morning, Rhonda lowered her medication usage by more than half. The most unexpected improvement? Her energy levels soared now that she wasn't dealing with the side effects of constant pain medication. The surprising truth is that consistent physical engagement, from gentle stretches to low-impact exercises, can often address the root of stiffness or pain better than a pill. For instance, if you're dealing with tight hips, try lying on your back and gently bringing one knee toward your chest, holding it for 10 seconds, then switching legs. Do it daily and track how you feel. The point isn't to abandon all medication. It's to understand that an active approach can be more effective and empowering in the long run. The emotional payoff is reclaiming control. Instead of feeling at the mercy of pills and prescriptions, you realize you have the power to influence your own comfort and movement. That rediscovery of agency is deeply gratifying, fueling a positive mindset that spills over into every aspect of daily life. If you're still with me and finding these points valuable, please comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so. We talk about practical and uplifting strategies just like this on a regular basis, and your engagement helps shape the future of this channel. Finally, number 5 might be the most surprising of all. Doing less can sometimes lead to doing more. This may sound contradictory, especially after we've talked so much about movement and engagement. But there's a subtle nuance here. Many seniors push themselves through pain, ignoring the body's signals in the name of staying active. They assume that if they stop, even for a day, they'll lose what they've built. However, strategic rest and rejuvenation can actually enhance your flexibility and allow your body to recover so you can remain consistently active in the long term. Let's look at Marvin, who at 83 still prides himself on being able to handle his own grocery shopping, yard work, and yes, bending down to tie his own shoes. Marvin's secret? He takes deliberate breaks. Every afternoon, he sets aside 15 minutes for light stretching and relaxation. He might lie down with his legs elevated or simply sit quietly, focusing on deep, rhythmic breathing. Initially, his friends teased him, insisting he was acting old by scheduling rest times into his day. But Marvin's approach paid off. He's rarely sidelined by injuries or debilitating muscle soreness, and he almost never needs help with basic tasks. While others his age bounce between periods of overexertion and total burnout, Marvin maintains a steady, healthy rhythm. He ends up doing more in terms of practical, everyday activities because he's learned to read his body's signals and give it the rest it needs before minor aches become major obstacles. The surprising truth is that controlled rest is an active strategy. It's not about being lazy or giving up. It's about giving your muscles and joints the time they need to repair and adapt. If you push through pain constantly, your body never gets a chance to heal, which can lead to chronic inflammation, worsening stiffness, and a spiral of dependence on stronger measures. A practical step is to integrate short body checks throughout your day. Every couple of hours, pause for a moment. How do your knees feel? Are your hips tight? Listen and respond accordingly. Maybe that means a quick calf stretch or a seat on a comfortable chair to let your spine decompress. The emotional benefit is maintaining your dignity and self-respect. You're not waiting for someone else to tell you how to handle your discomfort. You're proactively caring for yourself, ensuring you remain engaged in life's pleasures with fewer interruptions and setbacks. When we connect all these points, recognizing that passivity can make joint issues worse, focusing on core strength for better balance, mastering your breath for smoother movements, taking a thoughtful approach to medication, and embracing strategic rest, you begin to see that bending down to tie your shoes at 80 is less a random gift of good genes and more a skill set you can nurture. Think about how empowering that is. It means your independence isn't left to chance. It's something you can actively cultivate through daily habits, self-awareness, and a willingness to treat your body with the respect it deserves. As we near the end of this conversation, take a moment to picture yourself months or even years down the road. Imagine moving through your morning routine with ease, perhaps heading out for a stroll in the crisp air, feeling your body respond smoothly as you navigate steps or uneven sidewalks. Envision dropping something on the ground and picking it up without a second thought, all because you've taken control of your joint health, your core strength, and your overall mobility. Think about the sense of freedom and dignity that would bring, not just for you, but for your loved ones who take pride in seeing you remain active, engaged, and self-reliant. It's natural to feel a sense of urgency because the longer you wait, the more entrenched harmful habits can become, and the more difficult it can be to reverse certain temptations. The good news is that any positive change, no matter how small, starts working right away. Even incorporating one or two of these steps consistently can pave the way for meaningful improvements in your daily life. The key is to see yourself as an active participant in your own well-being. You don't have to wait for a doctor to give you permission to start exploring gentle stretches or breath work. You don't need to check off a list of excuses before allowing yourself to take strategic rest. You simply need to decide that your independence is worth preserving and that your body is capable of adapting when given the right approach. Which of these 5 ideas spoke to you most powerfully? Maybe you realize that you've been avoiding movement for fear of pain, or perhaps the idea of building core strength showed you an avenue you hadn't considered before. Take a moment to reflect on how this applies to your life. Are there daily tasks you struggle with that could become easier if you started 1 or 2 of these simple habits? Maybe your next step is to experiment with focused breathing, or to schedule in a brief afternoon rest to recharge your joints. We genuinely love to hear about your experience. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Perhaps you'll start with a gentle knee bend routine, or maybe you'll practice tightening your core while you walk around the house. Your insights and experiences aren't just important to me. They can inspire someone else reading through the comments who might be going through a similar journey. If you found this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone you believe could benefit from learning how to maintain their independence as they age. You never know whose life you might change by passing this along. Each act of engagement, every comment, every share, helps this community grow and reach more people who might be on the brink of losing hope. You can be part of helping them find a new perspective. Ultimately, remember this. Your capacity to bend down at 80 is about far more than tying your shoes. It's a testament to your resilience and determination to hold on to the life you cherish, one filled with small freedoms and daily victories. You have the power to influence how you age. Keep moving, keep breathing, and keep believing in your ability to stay in control of your body and your destiny. You deserve to stand tall in your golden years, secure in the knowledge that you're still in command of your life's simple joys. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I can't wait to hear about the steps you take to preserve your independence. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring ways to live with purpose, energy, and self-reliance.